Hello, everyone. I hope you're well wherever you're watching this from. Welcome to a 2-hour conversation between myself and Surjit Sidhu, my Dadi-ma, for a journey through her wonderful life. We touch on each stage of her life, from growing up with 4 brothers to becoming a nurse, to falling in love with my Bapuji and moving across the world together to the UK, where they raised, of course, 3 wonderful children, 5 even more wonderful grandchildren, and most recently 3 great grandchildren, with I'm sure many more to come. In and amongst these chapters that make up her life, there are certain highlights that I can't wait for you to hear Dadi-ma delve into herself, such as her experience through the partition, where she and her family had to rush out of their childhood home to catch the last train out of Pakistan so they could cross the border to India in time. Then, the moment she embraced her father for the first time in a long time after being separated during the partition. In a split second, they had to drop everything, and the only thing they could take with them was what they kept in their minds. Dadi-ma explains how all this shaped her core values of education, generosity, empathy, and equal treatment for all. Our conversation was spread over 2 sittings, and I have edited the video to cut out any repetitions and keep the flow as engaging as possible for you. So, get comfortable and let's dive into the experiences that have made Dadi-ma's life a story worth sharing, a life to be cherished by all those who come after her. To warm things up, we've got some rapid fire questions, so you don't really have to think about giving an elaborate answer. Just say the first thing that comes to mind. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So, where is your favorite place on earth?
It's difficult to choose one of the two, India or England.
Hmm.
Favorite is well, the both are. I have adjusted and adopted to the both. Although I was born in India, and I have um, inherited so many values and habits and the way of life in my childhood learned. And but when Yes. Don't let me elaborate. Stop me when you want to,
Hmm.
because
So you said it could be between England or India, but specifically where it could be a room, it could be a viewpoint, it could be an experience. What specific place within either of those countries?
actually I'm more comfortable here now in England,
Hmm.
but I missed my India for many many years. Um, since I left India,
Hmm.
I missed it, missed all my relationship and everybody and weather, everything. Although we were not living in a luxurious lifestyle,
Hmm.
we were just modest people. But education was the priority of my family,
Mm-hmm.
because we migrated from Pakistan, from India was divided into two,
Yeah.
East and West Punjab, and you can cut down if
Yeah, I mean, this is turning out to be a great introduction, really, because you are giving a little bit of an overview.
yeah.
But specifically in England, then, the place you said you feel more comfortable, where in England is your favorite place to be?
Actually, it is Southall now,
Southall? Yeah?
because I've been living there for since 65
Hmm.
till now.
Sitting in Hamber Road or?
Amber Road, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only house we bought and we lived. Before that, for a year or so,
Yeah.
we were living in a rented room, one room maybe,
Hmm.
with three little children.
Hmm.
It wasn't much easy, but it was only for 1 year and a half period. And then we bought this house,
Where you've lived since
65,
1965. Wow.
in November 65.
November
My
1965.
youngest son was 1 week old when we moved into this.
Wow.
Yeah,
So he is only 1 week older than your
yeah,
entire length of stay in
yeah,
Southall, and you're
yeah.
Both he and Southall are still going strong.
Yeah. Mm.
So, okay, next one then. What is your favorite food
Food,
to eat? Yeah.
Indian food.
Which
Ro-
a specific dish
Roti, sabzi, dal.
that's your favorite?
That's my favorite.
Lovely. What's your favorite film?
Food,
Film, movie?
film.
Yeah.
I have hardly seen very few films because when I was in India, we didn't have the opportunity to watch the films. We were living in a village life, and films were not very, very popular at that time in, say, um, early, early 50s. And so I have seen very, very few films in India. And I think Barsat Ki Raat was my best in my memory. Barsat Ki Raat.
Mm.
Mm. And then we moved. So basically, I was schooling in India.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll come on to your early years.
Mm.
Let's just finish the quick fire questions.
Mm.
So, what's your favorite book to read?
Novels from Punjabi literature.
Any particular authors or any particular titles?
Yeah, in my childhood, I think I was influenced by the Sardar Gurbaksh Singh Preet Ladi. He lived in many years in United States.
Mm-hmm.
When he came back to India, he he was the first one who rose from the writers, and he was a very good writer, giving you the uh, values of life, how to behave, how to relate with other people.
Mm.
Good values uh, uh, he was advocating, and we were impressed. And he was a very liberal-minded and in favor of women's education and their freedom. And he was very modern in his views forward, very progressive views he was. So that was my Preet Ladi, and Gurbaksh Singh Preet Ladi was my first introduction to the literature, and I'm still, although many years have passed, I think the values I have learned from his writing. Even we knew him, we met him,
Mm.
and I'm still thinking that at that time in 1950s, he was very popular. That was the only magazine he was producing once monthly.
Okay,
Anyway, that was my introduction to the literature.
brilliant. It's interesting how you're answering the question about your favorite book led to how it influenced you, which fed into your upbringing. We'll come on to your upbringing. To start from the very beginning, what date were you born?
I was born on 15th of January 39.
1939. Okay. And can you share some of your earliest memories from childhood?
So many memories, I don't know which one are more relevant actually.
Which are some of your very earliest?
To play with my um, own age, my own age group of neighborhood girls. Yeah, but our family was very different from many other people because we were not very money minded. We concentrated on the education of the children. My family background was that education is the most important thing in life. That you can leave your properties, your goods, and everything behind, but you can't leave your education. You take it with wherever you go. It wasn't very easy because my school will close before my brother's school. He was a different school, and so I will come and wait for him when he finishes school. Then we back on the bicycle back home.
Okay.
This I had two elder brothers.
Yeah, what was it like having three older brothers, one younger brother, you being the only girl out of five children?
Yeah, uh, my elder brothers were twins,
Okay.
and they when that partition happened, my one of twins were he done his agriculture, he done his BSE
Hmm.
in agriculture in Pakistan. He finished it when we came to India. And my other twin brother was doing the medical, he was in the medical school, college,
Wow.
studying.
So how do you think your brothers and your parents
How I,
shaped your childhood and shaped your personality?
they used to play when they were young, teenager. No, I don't remember them very young actually. And they used to play football, and I used to play football with them.
Wow.
It was a big house,
Hmm.
big ground, and within the house boundaries.
What do you recall as your favorite childhood memory?
Playing with my, um, I didn't have cousins.
Hmm.
I had a second nephews, the one who visited me a few months ago
Hmm.
from America. The two brothers, they're living in America, but they were three families, one, two, three, four families in a adjoining house, and we were in the other house. We used to play together, and then a couple of my maternal cousin, they stayed with us because they didn't have the schooling in their own village.
Hmm.
They stayed with us, and there was one girl and one boy. The girl, and she used to fight with me, quarrel with me. I remember that we were young,
Yeah.
and
So some of your favorite memories were being playful with the other children your age, whether that
yeah,
be
yeah, from
family,
my
friends, or
uncle's families,
yeah.
they were there. There were four my brother sister-in-laws,
What would you play together?
and we used to have a chickadee play it like that, and I even forgot now the name. There were so many
Can you
little
describe it?
huh?
Can you describe it?
J- hide, play hide and seek, play jumping, play
Jumping.
yeah. That, I don't know. We used to play um,
Just simple child games.
yeah,
Yeah.
simple games, but we have so many games. Now
Mm.
I forgot the names actually.
That's okay.
Mm.
Can you remember any moment that was hilarious that when you think of makes you
No,
laugh?
I didn't have very much a happy childhood because my father was living far away, my mother was living with us, and we had one cousin from my mother's side. She was with us as well, my age, and my younger brother and my older brother. That was the unit we were living.
Mm.
And one of my uncle who never got married, he was known as a scholar, sort of scholar, Gyani. He
Mm.
was called Gyani. Gyani means uh, who has done the higher degree in Punjabi language. And and he used to be very helpful to other children, other or cousins' education. He was actually very much influenced. He influenced us all children, and what he was getting because he was retired that time. I think he must be getting some pension. He used to spend that pension to other people paying fees, and he contributed a lot.
How was he related to you?
My uncle,
Okay.
father, my father, they were four brothers and one sister,
Okay.
like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said he was a big role model?
He was a big role
Yeah.
model in education wise.
Okay.
And he will speak very little. He will speak very gently. He will say, he will have a, he was having a, dining with us family. Every now and then he will have some biscuits made by the, especially somewhere. It wasn't, biscuits were not it was a luxury, but wasn't in the market.
Hmm.
He will take atta, ghee, and sugar to the bakery. They will make biscuits for him, and he will have in a big tin biscuits. And he will ask us to do something, some favor for him, to make a, um, fill in a bucket of water for his bath, or to use it, or get something from there somewhere, and then he will give us a biscuit from that tin, and we will run for each other to do something for him, that we will get a biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very, very nice gesture. I don't think we were very, very happy because our father wasn't there. Even when he was there, he was very hot tempered. He will beat, once he will start beating one, then the other will start crying. He will then start beating the others as well who are crying. Why are you crying? And he will give them a slap as well. And he used to, he had a second marriage to my mother, because first marriage they couldn't, they have a couple of times uh, bear a child, baby, and they, as soon as they born, they die.
No.
And my other cousin sister-in-laws, they used to tell me that they were very much in love with each other, but they couldn't. They had a, not miscarriage, but child will born, but
Stillborn.
then
Stillbirth.
yeah, then they die. And one time I think my father started slapping one of the newly born. Why you come if you have to go? He was emotional. He was very. My father was very. I know he was very intelligent. Very, in many ways, he had the anger in him very much. He was a very angry person, but he used to part both. He used to recite all the holy book, by heart, and he had a lovely voice to sing in his own voice, and I can still remember he taking me and my younger brother into his laps in the blanket, and he's singing the part very nicely, and I think he was a very but we never get to know him very, very much because he was away from us. And then anyway, that when that first woman, she she couldn't give him any child, and once she went to her parents, they said no, no, not that way. But then somebody said you have to marry again because your blood, it doesn't match with each other, something wrong. That's why you can't have a child. So he remarried my mother. She was already married somewhere where she was not happy, and that marriage broke down without any children. She came to her parents' place, and somebody suggested, oh, and so is. So they made a match of them, me and my mother and my father, and it was arranged. He wasn't happy, but they have twins. The first instance,
Wow.
they have twins, and so her value became more. And then my other mother, stepmother, went home. Her parents never let her come back. They said that she's got married again, so why are you going there? So that marriage was broken, first one, and my other sister-in-laws, cousin sister-in-laws, who were living in the almost the same house, and they knew their relationship was very loving relationship. So my father adjusted, but he never was very happy with my mother. And then my second brother, after twins, my other brother born. Okay, fine, three sons. Then I was born. I was wanted by my father. He wanted a girl. At that time, it was a known knowledge that as soon as the girl is born, they kill the girl and give him opium in the mouth or something. And when I was born, my father said, "No way anybody can harm my daughter." He wanted a daughter. I know he was, although he was a very strict, angry man, but I knew he loved me more than my brothers, because every time they wanted something, my brothers, they asked me to go and ask Bapuji. And he will never refuse me. But all women, they were women against women. But my father, then my younger brother born. That's what is. Then we come to the age of say 10 and 11. He was 9. My brother is only 1.5 years younger than me. So uh,
So that's when the partition
that
happened. So around 10 years old, you lived through the partition in India in 1947 when the British colonial rule ended
yeah,
in the Indian subcontinent, dividing up the area into two nations,
East and West.
Pakistan and India. So I understand that Punjab, where you were living, was
Punjab was divided,
you know
whole India.
no, it was Punjab was a major part of the land that was actually divided, and that's where you were living. So can you describe your experience through all of that?
I think I was in the third class when the um, partition happened.
Okay, so that must have meant you were about
11, 10, between 10 and 11.
okay. So if you were born in 1939 and the partition happened in 1947,
Yeah.
then you would have been around 8 years old.
No, there must be some if I was born, actually my
Maybe you were born in
I was born in 37.
yeah.
But I was written in the papers in the school when I was admitted in the school. My uncle, my Tayaji, took me to the school and he gave them the date of birth. And then he took my other brother, my younger brother, to the school. He gave the same date of birth to him. And so in the papers, we are born in the same year. But it's
Same
not
day, same day as well.
no, no.
No.
I was, my date of birth was 37. I was 5 years younger than my elder brother.
Okay, so your date of birth was
It's written now 39.
yeah, but it was
In the
actually
papers.
1937. So during the partition, which was in 1947, you were 10 years old,
Yeah,
and that seems to really mark a key point in your life where you remember life before the partition and life after the partition.
yeah, I remember everything from the Pakistan.
Hmm.
Those memories are quite clear in my mind, how we were living and what games we were playing. We were at that time we were in Sindh, not the where we were having going to school, and that was our grandfather's house, and we were on holidays,
Ah,
and we went to Sindh. Sindh, it's a province in Pakistan.
Okay.
and we were there that time when we got the news. And it wasn't a big village, only two houses of from Punjab who migrated to, who settled in Sindh province, and they were originally from Punjab. So somebody came, I don't know who came, and we were just living normal life, house in the house. Uh, Houses were very limited rooms or sheltered, but other than they were huge, open, everything open, big house, big yard. And somebody came and said, it's Pakistan, the Punjab has been divided, and there's so much killing going on in both ways, from the Sikhs, Hindus, and then versus Muslims. And it's only one train is coming. If you catch it, you may survive. But if you say take more time, there's no more trains coming, and they're killing. Some there's a lot of killing going on. So we drop everything what we were doing. We rushed to the railway station. That I remember, with my father, my mother, and my two brothers. Because the elder brothers, twin brothers, they were already in um, studying in Pakistan, and they were not with us that time. So we were brought to the railway station and jumped into the railway. It was so packed up. People were quarreling with each other. The luggage was throwing in, everything. Everybody was hating everybody. But the train was coming to the Indian and the Punjab, other Punjab side. And my father stayed behind because some things has to be sorted out. So we had so many um, buffaloes, everything, they were all in a big area there. If they are not giving milk, sometimes it's not always they are useful. There are certain times when they are not useful, so they are all together in one area, and the one who were giving milk, they were out and looked after well because they were useful. And yeah, so my father stayed behind with a horse and a couple of servants. He said, "You go, and I will sort out certain things, give away some cattle to other people, Muslims. They can look after until we come back. We're hoping that we will come back."
Hmm.
Mm. We in the train, I had a very bad experience because the old women were fighting with each other, throwing things on each other, pushing each other, and we children just looking at, feeling sorry. And then we ultimately we reached to the Rajasthan province, where my two uncles had their land, their families there, settled there. So we came to them and we stayed there for a couple of months. So many things I don't know how to tie them with each other.
Hmm.
He
Okay,
was
so you had to, first of all, you were living in a farm in what is now Pakistan, but you were in Sindh on holidays. So
yeah
what was the name of the actual village that you
in
called
Sindh.
home? Called home.
Oh, in Faisalabad, now called in which is only 30 miles away. Yeah,
And
we were just like holidaying in Sindh.
yeah, in a holiday home or family home.
Yeah, holiday. It was a. We were not because of our education. There was no schooling in Sindh that time. No schools, nothing. All people, mostly Muslims, poor people. They were mostly poor people with any land, and so we didn't live there only in our holidays, and we were actually in the Pakistan now, which is nearby us, very near, 20, 30 miles.
Okay. So you've described very vividly how you had to rush to a very cramped railway
Oh, very.
station and
They
get
were
on the.
pushing my mother because they didn't. They didn't interfere with us children, three of us.
Yeah.
But because my mother was fighting for us,
Yeah.
and they were fighting with them, with her, pushing her. And we couldn't do anything. That's a very bad experience I saw.
I'm sure everyone was totally panicked, and
Yeah.
it may well have brought out the worst or bad parts of people.
Yeah.
But after the train had arrived at its destination, presumably in the land that is now India, where did it arrive, the
No,
train?
we right in Rajasthan.
Okay.
Where my two uncles' land, they had their land there.
Okay.
Their families were there.
So that's
So
why
we
you
were
knew
half
to.
of my grandfather's half family was in uh, this part of Punjab, which is very near to us. People are like us, as almost, and half family migrated to where they find the land was cheap. They bought the cheap land there.
So you got off at Rajasthan after leaving, dropping everything, your home in Pakistan. And when you arrived in Rajasthan, did you go to your uncle's family home? And
as unwanted guest,
mm,
because we had just arrived with a family, three children and my mother. My father was left behind. We used to worry whether he's alive or not. No communication, no telephone, no letters, nothing.
when did you next hear from your father?
Huh?
When did you next hear from your father?
After a couple of months, I think,
Okay.
of worrying that what happened to him.
Yeah.
And when he came, that scene I can never forget. When he came, I know there's a pond of water we used to gather the water and use for the um, doing the house. Anyway, when he came, he was there, and we ran to him to greet him, and he held me so tight that that moment I cannot forget. Very emotional it was. That it seemed like he came back from the dead, and he must have seen us, thinking he may not see us again. When we were in the train, from the window, he asked us to put our hand out, me and my brother, younger brother. I only remember mine. He spit on my hand. I don't know what was that. I have I never came to know why this omen or whatever. Why? Because was it because he thought we won't see again, or just a sign of parting forever? He did that. I don't know. I said I'm still confused. Nobody has told me, explained me why is that the woman. My father, he lost his will because what he built from the scratch, he lost everything, and he was disheartened very much so. He couldn't make any decisions for the further life. He wasn't very. Uh, he wasn't strong mentally.
What did he lose after? What was it that he built from scratch? Was it
Land
farm?
was given by the British.
Oh,
He
okay.
was in the British Army
Okay.
for many years. when he retired, the British people used to, um, they used to give a horse to look after, and for that they will give you land to look after the horse. And or and so my father was given that land and a horse, land, quite a lot of land actually. I think 16 acres or something like that. I don't remember now, but all I remember that it was huge areas. Wherever you look, it's our land. Then my father cultivated into. He was a very talented person. Um, he started to have a fruit yard where you have fruit, mangoes, oranges, bananas, lemons, all sort of fruit. He has sown, and they were growing. I remember that I used to have one tree just for myself, mango tree. Nobody will have any mango from that tree. Likewise, my other brothers, they had their own. This is mine, this is mine.
Okay, Dadi-ma, you okay?
Yeah. Don't I look good?
Yeah, you do.
Why you want to know the reassurance?
Well, it's a good way to start a conversation, no? How are you?
Yeah,
Yeah?
fine.
Do you feel in a talkative mood?
If my brain works properly.
Okay. Shall we talk about your childhood and your early years?
Yeah. When we came from Pakistan to India, our elders, my uncle, three uncles, and my bapuji, they were of the idea that children, they shouldn't have break in their studies, because they knew that we left what we built up behind. Nothing is with us, but education is with us. So me and Mamaji used to go, he used to take me on the bicycle nearby little town, and then this wasn't very practical because he will leave the school late, I will finish the school early. I was in a third class or whatever. So I wasn't very intelligent in my studies. I passed though, I never failed, but not one of the top five. No,
Okay. So, how was your relationship with your mother?
not very good. Not very good. She wanted me not to study, but to do the manual work, do say the housework and things like that.
Because you were the only girl out of.
Yeah, and those times girls were taught the kitchen, how to run the kitchen, how to wash your clothes and things like that. And when she sees the other girls of my age doing some work in the house, in the kitchen, she would say, "Why can't you do it? Why don't you learn it?" But I did learn, but she was more like, she had no value for the education. Simple like that. She didn't know what education means. Although my elder brothers, they were quite, they were 22, 23-year-old, and BSc was a good, and then my doctor, I don't know, Pajya son, he um, he was in a medical college, but he was quite a revolutionary person, especially when everything was upheaval in Pakistan. Many, um, we came from Pakistan to India border, and many people were killed. 6 million people were killed, both sides. And they retaliate to each other.
Okay. So, just going back on your relationship with your mother, how do you think your relationship with her shaped you as a person, as a mother, as a parent?
No, she was very hard working, but it seems like she wasn't intelligent. She wasn't.
How do you think that?
I think because of she did never showed me appreciation what I have done. She never. She always find faults from criticism that so and so can do. Why can't you do? You should do something in the kitchen.
She sounds like she was overwhelmed and stressed
Yeah,
and didn't have
yeah.
much more capacity for more than that.
I think so. She was unhappy.
Hmm.
And it was her second marriage. So was my father's second marriage. And
So how come that's quite unusual for Indian
no, that
families, no, to have multiple marriages. What happened with their first marriages?
her first husband was very cruel, and he used to hit her and treat her very bad. Then my Nanaji brought her home to his under her. He was a quite a popular person in the village who in those days there was no banks. He used to give money to people on the on the interest.
Hmm.
He had money, but when he died, he could not tell anybody where he hid it.
Huh.
And then I had one Mamaji, only one son and one daughter. My Nanaji had, and daughter um, not educated at all. There was no education that time when my mother was, and my Mamaji became very spoiled. He used to drink a lot, and I was told that he takes horse and some servants with him, and he will drink. The glass he will drink in, he will throw it away to give it to the servants. Eventually, he became blind.
This is your Nanaji?
Mama
Oh,
ji.
Mamaji, okay.
Nana ji, I never say.
Okay.
Nani, Nana,
You never met them?
Never. And they died before I was born. And also, I didn't see my Dadaji and Dadiji. That's another. There's a lots of things muddled up. Actually, I don't know which one I should highlight. You may tell.
Okay. Well, my question was actually, how do you think your relationship with your mother influenced you as a mother?
I went opposite her.
That's what I thought. Because you support education for both your female and male grandchildren, and you aren't just focused on housework and such. You are focused on nourishing the mind and intellectual stimulation. How else do you feel you went in the opposite direction to your mother?
Oh, because the education, it was coming from my Tayajis, three Tayajis and Bapuji. They were the boss of the family, and their decision was more important. So they didn't want any children not to go to the school. Mother couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But I don't think she was very happy for me to have an education and have some modern idea. She wasn't.
Okay. And what was your relationship like with your father?
Father was very quiet, very limited relation, but we were all very afraid of him. He had a temper, very bad temper.
How often would he lose his temper?
Only when he had an argument with my mother, and when he beat her, then we start crying. We were small. You see my mother.
Is this every month, every week, or every day?
No, maybe once in a couple of months.
Okay.
My Bapuji wanted a girl, and I was born in Sindh, where there was no no help for the midwife or anything.
Okay. And who was your biggest role model growing up?
Doctor uncle,
Who's Dr. Uncle?
Pajar son, her son. He's a doctor now. He passed away.
Whose son?
Panchu's father, Panchu Chacha's father.
Okay, so how was he related to you? If you explain.
No, he was my brother, Doctor Uncle.
Okay, but you call him uncle. Oh, you for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's your brother.
Yeah, my brother.
One of your older brothers who was what part of the twins?
Yeah.
Okay, and he was your biggest role model growing up. Your big brother.
See, when I was 11 or 12, he used to write me letter that I want you to see you as a Pandit Vijay Lakshmi, who was the sister of Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru. He became quite friendly with them, with that family, and he was a very intelligent man, very good man, very good man. And he had a daughter, one of my age. They all died.
Okay, but Dr. Uncle, your role model, how did he inspire you?
He wanted me to be a take education and think about the poor people, how we can bring them up, how can we help them to rise. There was a communist movement that time, and he was a staunch communist student. He was a leader of the student union. He was in the jail for some time, and he was a role model for everybody, even my uncles, Tayajis and families. Eh, But he was very funny, very funny. He had a wit. He had a memory like anything. He could sing very nicely. He was a very popular.
And he made you feel driven?
He what?
Did he make you feel driven and motivated?
Yeah, and but Baji Gurcharan, that other twin, he also was keen for my education. So he put me in the boarding school because it wasn't a very good arrangement that I go on the bicycle seat with my brother, Paji brother, and he wasn't very happy that I should go 4 or 5 miles away. But he was earning very little money that time, nothing like today's.
Okay. So, what age did you start going to boarding school?
13,
Until which age?
14,
Only for 1 year?
1 year.
Okay.
Then they plan that we are, Paji, my brother is in there, and Tali is in there, and the other two are. So we were all scattered, and then we rented a house near just outskirts of Khalsa College, Amritsar. Khalsa College, the oldest college in the college history, because it was at the time of an English people. They also wanted to give some education to the natives, and they but in English. English was their first language.
So, after you finish boarding school, you move into this flat that you... No, not
House.
flat, a house that you're renting.
Yeah. Then I went to the school which was within the boundary of Khalsa College.
Okay, and you finish your schooling there.
Not finish.
Okay,
Then Kugi was born.
okay.
My Pari Gurchan got married in 1950. Kugi was born in 1952.
Your first nephew.
First nephew. We were very happy. Kugi was very beautiful baby. बहुत सोना सी. सारे he was the first one born in the family. Everybody was showering the love on him.
We've spoken a lot about your family growing up. Wonderful. Let's talk a little bit more about you. Okay? What were your hopes and dreams as a young person growing into an adult?
Dreams? It was as the life goes on. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good.
What were your ambitions? Your goals in life?
And I don't think any child of that age, 13, 14, have ambition.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to have education, although it wasn't regular.
So all you wanted was to be educated. Was there any particular subject you liked?
No, I went for when I did my graduation, 10th class, I passed, and then I went into the college in Amritsar, and I wasn't very good in education. And then I thought, no, I better do the nursing. So I changed to the nursing
Why did you want to do nursing?
because that's my nature. I wanted to help, take care of the people who are suffering.
Mm.
I have been a very good nurse. Here even I've awarded some awards as well, being the first in my year.
Wow.
Mm.
Where in the UK?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, what were some of the most rewarding aspects of being a nurse?
That I was recognized as a very good nurse. Mm.
Okay, so being good at the job.
Yeah, good at the job.
Yeah.
Nobody would can, in the I was in the mental hospital. If if a disturbed person came into the hospital and he's in a seclusion room, which is a padded room, push them here with some police and from other men nurses, and wanted to give him injection because he's so disturbed,
Yeah.
and nobody will dare to get into that room because he will attack, and they will then ask, where's Nurse Sidhu? Which ward is she? They will call me,
Wow.
and I had some, I don't know, manner or whatever. I will go and talk for a little while and give him the injection.
Yeah.
And so I was known that if you have a problem giving the injection to anybody, ask Nurse Sidhu to
Yeah.
come.
That's very inspiring.
It is because my gestures, my words, they they were soothing for the disturbed person. Person is disturbed. You can't bully them. You can't tell them off. Nothing like that. You be kind and nice, polite, and then win their confidence in you. Then you can give them medication, whatever you want.
What would you say to them to soothe them?
Oh, you are a nice person.
You would compliment them,
Yeah.
make them feel good about themselves.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
How would you win their trust? How would you win their trust?
yeah, that's how to praise them, to console them,
Yeah.
and then convince them if you take some medication, you will feel better.
Lovely. I will remember that every time I speak to a mental health patient now. Yeah?
Yeah, I think you are like that.
I will try my best to be like that.
Yeah,
And now I know you are like that,
yeah,
then I know I have it within me to do that then.
yeah. It is a the way you approach the patient who is disturbed. Don't give him the more fuel on the fire. If you no, just quietly, politely, and they don't give them any reason to bully you and any reason to attack you. They don't give them any reason. If you, there will be reason if you tell them off. You will get.
So you have to be very emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
You have to read how a person is feeling,
Yeah.
what is going to
You
make them
are.
upset.
You don't have to learn. You are like that. I know
But
that.
I think people, if they want to be good at the job, that's a skill you have to develop. So what were some of the most challenging aspects of being a nurse?
Not challenging. I dealt with a very disturbed patient, very um, mentally who has been there for 30 years, 40 years. Their families discard them, and they never came to see them, and all that. They need affection. They need love. They have some. Although generally people will treat them as they are, as they see them. He's a very violent, he's very abusive patient. No, forget about that. You do what you will be if you are the patient, how you will be like to be treated. Don't give them any fuel, rather put some water on the flames.
Yeah. Okay. Can you share a particularly memorable experience?
Picture
A particularly memorable experience?
in the nursing. That because my family here there wasn't very good relationship. My children were suffering, I was suffering, and it was Bapuji who was. He won't say no to anybody. He will do what he wants to do. He will go from the morning till the evening with his friends who are same like him. 2, 3 of them. They will have a bottle, sit in the park and drink. Then he will go and bookie shop. He will gamble sometimes, and for a few years he did the gambling as well. And it wouldn't give me any money, and I supported my children fully. I remember sometime I used to do double shift, go in the morning shift, and then come home when the Ravi and Jyoti will come home for the dinner. I will come home at that time and run to the bus stop, change my uniform, run to the bus stop, waiting for the bus quickly, and then we come here, quickly running here and give them the garam fulka and give them the food. Not every day, but that was my priority. If I could do, I was doing it. And then I go back without having anything to eat. Go get back, wait for the bus, get off the bus, go and change my uniform, and get on the duty till 9 o'clock.
Wow. Very hard work.
Very hard, but I was respected in my. That was my rewarding period of my life. That everybody appreciate.
Okay. So you, at the end of schooling, chose to become a nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you start working as a nurse in India as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. What age did you start working as a nurse in India?
I think it's 17. Yeah, 17.
Wow. And
17, 18.
you left school, started working as a nurse, and what age?
Then I was courting Dad.
Yeah. So what age did you meet Bapuji?
Did I meet him? Maybe 19,
Okay.
18, between 19, 18, 19.
So how did you
Well-
meet?
Actually, if I tell you the story that's also a story.
That's why I'm asking.
All right. Me and Dadi-ma ji were coming from Lerkotla to Naba, where my Gurchan uncle was posted. And we went there to meet, I think, my Papiji's parents were living near Lerkotla. And somehow we came to visit them. We were on holiday, something, but we came to Malayakota and we were going back to Naba, where we are actually living. And in the buses used to be different, long, like benches, 3 benches, long. And me and Kali Mamaji, and we were coming back to Naba, and the bus had an accident. They had an accident, and there's a boy sitting by the uh, not window, the door where people coming up. And this boy, Pritam Sidhu, he was when people getting on the bus, he naturally look at who is coming, who is going. And whenever I glanced there, he was looking at me. And me and Tali, Mamaji was, Tali said, why he is looking at you? I said, you go and ask him. Then accident happened. All the passengers ran back. That man might, whoever had the accident, might have died. He didn't go. That is a very important point in him, that he did go. Everybody went, and then we were small. We didn't go. Me and Tali, we stayed in the bus.
But you were only 19,
Yeah.
and you're a nurse at this stage.
No. I was still studying in 10वीं जमात से
But you said you started nursing studies at 17.
Yeah, after when I finished my education, 10th class, I came back to Amritsar, and then I had to, yeah, I went into the college.
At the age of 17
Yeah,
to learn nursing.
not nursing yet.
Okay.
When I went to the college, I didn't fit in there.
So what age did you start nursing?
See, after that, I said, I want to do nursing. So my brother said, okay.
How old were you when you started nursing?
Maybe 19.
Okay. And how long did it take for you to finish your nursing studies?
No, I didn't finish. Why I didn't finish? Because of those the nurses, even 1 week senior to you, they will boss you. And we Punjabi girls are not like that. Those were like we thought them they ਚੂੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਗੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਨਫ਼ਰਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਾਂ ਪਰ ਉਹ they were really bossing us. Shoti, go do that, go do that. I wasn't.
So how much time did it take for you to leave?
1 year.
1 year.
1 year. Then I start studying FA. I start again, come back to the studying.
What's FA?
FA is I don't know what. It is 2 years below graduation.
Okay. So you started then studying which subject?
General subject.
Just college?
History, English, and yeah.
Okay, so
Simple.
you were still studying when you met Bapuji, yeah? And at the bus? And
Oh yeah,
and why do you think he didn't go over to help in the accident then?
because I was young.
No, Bapuji? Why didn't Bapuji go?
I don't know.
Maybe
because he wanted to see me.
He was more interested in you.
That's right.
Maybe he thought
Then I hated it.
other people were going to take care of it.
So what
you didn't like the fact that he didn't go to help?
No, I hated him. I said he's a nasty man. Everybody went. He has no heart. But anyway, that gave me some notion that he hasn't done good job. And then me and Dadi-ma get off at where we were, Naba. We were walking to our house, and he was following us. He was following us, and then he went to his college. We went to our house. Then after few months, that time Paji Mama Ji was also with us. So we were three, and under Pari Prachand's care, and Babiji, and Cookie was 1 year old or something. And then one day, out of the blue, Paji Mama Ji he was the president of the student union, and the Bapuji was a secretary or something. They both were leaders in the college, and he came with Paji Mama Ji to our house, and Dadi-ma Ji saw him, and he said, "Yeah, he's the same boy." Anyway, then when he realized that I was a sister of him, and we are a big family and educated, then we were a respectable family, and he thought, oh, I made a mistake to looking at this girl. It won't work. But he used to be very nervous. If you offer him a cup of tea, his hand will be going like that. Yeah. And anyway, then from there on, he was like that anyway.
Like what?
He starts, he starts seeing me more and more. Then, because...
So just to get this straight, you bumped into him at a bus accident, and he was looking at you. So your younger brother went to speak to him and ask him, why are you looking at my sister?
No, he didn't go.
Okay.
He was younger than me.
So he didn't go to...
No.
Oh, you told him
but
to.
He didn't like it.
Okay.
He didn't like it.
Who didn't like it?
He did.
Oh, Mamaji didn't like him looking at you. Okay, so you didn't speak to him on that occasion?
No.
But he came over to your house one day?
Yeah. No. We get off the bus, so did he.
Yeah, okay.
It was college in that town. And we were studying in the school, me and Tali Mamaji. he,
And why was Bapuji getting off at that stop as well?
Hmm?
So you said you got off the bus.
He did as well because he was going to college.
Oh, he was at the same college.
Yeah, I think he was a daily goer. Daily he used to from his village on the bus to the college.
For education.
Mm.
Okay. So after he got a first glimpse of you, then he had you in his mind, and
He became very nervous.
so you think he became very attracted to you, and he pursued you.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, because I was in the school, I was still in the school, and I was known as singer. I was very good singer, and they had a function in the college, and not far away from it. The girls who were in the school and knowing me that she's a good singer, and she's her Pajantillo's sister, they said, "Oh, we will call Surjit on the function." They invited me to the function, and I sang one or two songs. And he was more head and heel in love, Dad.
Head over heels in love.
Yeah.
Where was this?
Why was it?
Where?
He thought I was a good singer.
Oh no, but where? So this was at a community function.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
College, the college.
So at college, when did you say was the point that he discovered you were from a good family?
When he met Paji Mamaji.
And when did he meet Baji Mamaji?
When Paji Mamaji was there, so was he. 2 years difference. And Paji Mamaji was very handsome, dressed up very nicely, because my Gurcharan Paji, he always thought that my sister, my brothers should look well in the society. He won't have a very flashy clothes for himself, but he will provide us proper clothes. And Paji Mamaji was very handsome, very attractive, but he was also in love with my Babiji.
Okay, and how did Bapuji get to know him? Just because he was a very
No.
popular person?
They both were in the college.
So they were friends, or
They become friends.
Okay.
One is secretary, one is president
of the
of
society?
of the college union.
Okay. And who was president?
One of them.
You can't remember which one?
I think must be Paji Mamaji.
Yeah. And Bapuji was secretary. So they became friends like this. Bapuji realizes that you, the girl
His
that he'd
sister.
seen
Yeah.
at the bus,
Yeah.
are his sister. And
First he was very nervous, then gradually he started cool down and change, and Paji Mama never knew what he's got in his mind. Anyway, that's it.
okay. So did he come over to the family house and explain that he wants to be with you?
No, he didn't. Then I was there. I came back to the college, to Amritsar. And when I was there, he wrote me a letter. And then Dr. Uncle saw me reading the letter. And when he came near to me, he took the letter in his hands. He read the letter. Same evening, he took the train to Naba.
Where Bapuji was. And what did he do?
When he went, then he sent the message that I want to see him. And he was saying that when I knew that your son is going to have a interview with me, he was very shaky, very nervous. And then Paj, your son was very intelligent. He cooled him down, and he put his he said to him, if you take, after a lot of discussion, he said, if you take second division in your graduation, we can think about engaging ceremony. And he's always told me that if you find some boy, he must be a communist. So he was. And so slowly things start. So I went. So he used to come on the train to see me at Amritsar.
Hmm.
And we go to the park nearby, very big Mashur park, and sit there and talk. Then he will take train at night, go back to Naba.
Mm. So straight away he went and met Bapuji and evaluated him and analyzed and assessed him as a suitor for you.
Mm.
And he seemed to like him enough to give him the opportunity to be with you by giving him a condition.
Yeah, he put a condition on him.
And did Bapuji get the second division?
Yes.
Did he get
By
first
few.
division? Okay.
And then he started studying in a hot weather in the room, clothes and pakha.
So he must have been studying hard
Studying hard.
just for you.
Yeah. And then
And he
he got the
passed
second.
by a few marks.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
So you motivated him. And did you ever have a say in the matter?
What?
Did you ever have a say in the matter? Did
Oh,
you?
yeah.
So you said to your big brother who had found the letter, you said, okay, yeah, I
But
do.
Paji uncle didn't like him.
Okay.
He said, don't. They have no land. They are, they are poor people. They were poor people. Nobody is educated from his family. No one. And yeah, he because he was a flirt. Daddy was a flirt, I know. The Paji uncle knew that. That he didn't like me to attach myself with him. That was the reason.
So why did you accept?
Because I saw he's a lovely, very romantic person.
And that's what
and
you.
intelligent.
Mm.
Yeah, and he was a good speaker, everything. He impressed me. And demands which were put on me, he met them. So it's a long story actually. I should write it. There's so much in it.
So, what qualities do you think drew you to him?
He was a very chatty.
Yeah.
And intelligent to talk.
Charming?
Very family.
Charming?
Charming, of course.
Charismatic?
Huh?
Charismatic?
Yes, so.
Yeah. Passionate?
Passionate he was.
He seems like he had a very large emotional capacity. Even when he was shaking out of nervousness, that shows that he is quite moved by emotions.
Yeah.
Do you think that was something that drew you to him as well?
No, he thought he was nothing in comparison to our family.
So he was humble?
Humble. He had no confidence. He knew what he come from and he knew what sort of family we are. He thought of such an intelligent family, well-off family, and we are what we are. I didn't know what they were like. I didn't care anyway. And I have been very nice to the family, more than he was nice to them, helping if need to be. They loved me. I loved them, even though they were uneducated. Uneducated mean doesn't they are not good human being. I give them full respect.
Good. So what qualities do you think drew Bapuji to you?
What?
What qualities drew Bapuji to you? What did he like about you?
I don't know. Family first of all.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to be attached to this family.
But he must have been, he must have liked you the moment he saw you at the bus.
Probably.
So
Then
he must have thought you were beautiful then.
Yeah, then it is at that age, 19, 20-year-old people. It's mean not deep. It's just momentary.
Okay.
And, but when he came to know that I belong to this family, then he became more serious and trying to more behaving himself.
Yeah.
But I could hear that he had some girls in his college he was attached to. That's why my Paji Veer, he knew and he didn't want me to marry him. He put a pressure on me, said they have no land and no education, nothing.
But you said you don't care.
Yeah, by nature I'm like that, and because being communist, I don't. I thought, well, uh, if a person is intelligent, they will come out of their den one day. And one of my Papiji, Cookie's mother, she was more impressed than me. She would say, "Oh, Preetham, he can make a gold out of the mitti."
What's mitti?
The earth.
Oh wow.
Mm.
So I
Because
guess what you're saying is you don't judge someone from things they cannot control, like their upbringing, their education level of their family, how much land they have, but you judge them more on things that they can control, like their character, their words,
what you see them,
yeah.
I just saw him. I didn't see the family. Even if I would have seen the family, which in later stage he brought his brother and his wife to see me, and but I was a very socialist person. I wasn't going for money or richness or anything like that. And moreover, he's very where if we are 4 or 5 people sitting here, if he enter the room, he will take away every everybody's attention. He was very. Mm, he had his qualities, but flirtness was in his bones. He was flirty, which hurt me many, many times. But
How would you describe your relationship?
stormy, stormy. But I never hated him, and he never left me. No, he wouldn't leave me. He wouldn't go anywhere if I don't go there. Sometimes we used to have functions in Birmingham, Coventry, Leicester, and in the past 20, 30 years ago. Now it's not, society have changed a lot. Old people have died who came from India. They were educated and they try to um, join the Labour Party and to do, for the working class people. So so he will ask, they will say, Sidhu Sahib, apan chalna, we will go to Coventry so on such and such day. He will ask them, are you going to stay there for the night? They will say, oh, it will be, naturally. He said, I'm not going. He won't go if I'm not going. I used to take my children. I wouldn't leave my children here. And Ruby was when 15, 16, he will not go with us. But Ruby and Ravi, they were always to Scotland, to
Jyoti and Ravi.
Jyoti and Ravi. What I said?
I think you said Ruby and Ravi,
No,
but
Ruby.
it was Jyoti Chatterjee and my
Yeah.
dad that came with you.
They were always with me. Some people will say, oh, Sidhu ਦੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਰੌਲਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ.
What does that mean?
No, they're very noisy. They will be running around if it is marriage or function or anything. They were running around, and some people didn't like it. And one person wrote a poem on them that Sidhu ਦੇ ਨਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਕੋਲ ਸਭ ਨੇ ਰੌਲਾ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ. They were so noisy that people learned from them.
Okay, so you describe your relationship as stormy. Does that mean the highs were high and the lows were low? You had some good times that were great, but some bad times that were very bad?
It was not a consistent. No.
But did you feel very much in love?
Yeah.
And how would you describe the love you shared?
I loved him. I did.
What does that mean to you?
That he's very, very taking over anybody or can in arguments. He will win the arguments.
That sounds like you respect him.
I did. His intellect, I respected him, and what was his reading, writings. Oh, have you got his Rana took some of Dad's books?
I have them, yeah.
Yeah.
I have them in my bookshelf.
Okay, but make sure they're the only books we have.
Don't worry, I'll make sure that we
Because
keep them
somebody
safe.
was asking, um,
One day I will translate them for everyone. But you describe your love for him as full of respect and admiration, and you.
love was there.
What else? How else would you describe the love you had for him?
But that he won't leave me to go somewhere, although he will flirt outside. But I was he will never think of leaving me. I thought few times I thought.
So there was some level of commitment.
Because at some stage I was thinking I should go to third world countries and do some work there with the
In nursing.
and then my children who will look up. I couldn't leave them.
Yeah.
Once I applied in where you were, as a doctor. Where were you?
In Imperial College, London.
No, yeah, you were
Peterborough.
where you left the job now.
NHS.
No, you were
Cambridge?
Cambridge.
Yeah.
One time I applied there to be a nurse.
Hmm.
I thought I will go, I'll leave him. I never left him.
Why did you even consider leaving him?
Because he was intolerable. My children were suffering.
How?
He was noisy. He will come, and then if somebody says something, he will say, he be aggressive. One time he attacked Jyoti very badly with a knife. That was the time when he was very bad behavior, and I used to have some counseling from my hospital, and my seniors, they knew that I am having a trouble at home, and yeah, they took them some patients to France to see how they behave. He was admitted there because one time I called the police and they took him.
So you called the police, they took Bapuji,
Hmm.
and he was admitted onto your hospital ward.
Yeah.
The very ward at which you work? No.
No.
Just the hospital.
Just the hospital.
Ealing Hospital?
No, St. Bernard's.
Oh, St. Bernard. That is a mental health
Yeah.
hospital.
And
So he was admitted to a mental health
yeah,
hospital.
and the group of patients they took just to see their behavior away from the situation. And he was drinking there in France.
He went with them.
He went with them, and he drank over there where he wasn't supposed to. He was supposed to show his best behavior. So when I was coming down and down and down under so much pressure, because my Ravi and Jyoti, they were Ruby didn't care very much. When he was 15, he has very little interest in the house. And what happened? Ravi and Jyoti, I knew they were very brilliant in their classes. He never went to parents' meeting, Dad. If I ask him, shall we go? He said, you can go. You can go. He will, so like that. He never took any interest in their games outside or on their social gathering in the school. Or
Why do you think that is?
he will prefer to go with his friend to drink.
Why did he make those kind of decisions?
Not to go.
To value drinking and behaving silly?
Because when he's drunk, he thinks he can talk better. He can impress.
Arrogance.
Arrogant. And he was never like one of the average people. He was somebody who is do what he likes to do. But he never left the family because he felt he's insecure without his family. He never did.
Okay. What were some of the challenges you felt in your relationship with him?
Such as?
In what ways was it challenging to be his wife?
That I have to look after my children. I know they are very intelligent from the very beginning. I had reports from the school. I will take them, bring them. I did three years nights duty just for them, Ravi and Jyoti.
So it was kind of like being a single parent sometimes.
Yeah, not sometimes.
The whole time?
Yeah, 80%.
Wow.
He never took them to the seaside. Once we did, and as soon as we landed in one of the seaside, Brighton sometime, I think, in a coach, we didn't know where he was. Gone. And then time to come back, all passengers come back to the coach. Where's Mr. Sidhu? Where's Mr. Sidhu? Nobody knows. And then eventually he turned up.
Was he drunk?
Of course.
Did he drink every day?
Most of, if he can. Only when he wanted to stop, he will stop. He had some periods when he didn't drink. But then when he did, bottles everywhere.
Okay. What advice do you have for maintaining strong relationships?
With the partner,
Mm-hmm.
don't be dishonest. Be honest. That's number one. Because if once you lose your trust, it is difficult to come back to the same again. And then he never trusted me. That I forgot. He always thought I'm a flirt.
He was insecure.
Very insecure.
So you have a very complicated view of him, filled with distastefulness as well as affection.
Yeah.
Can you give any more detail about the complicated nature and all of the mixture of emotions you feel for him?
Whenever he fell ill, many times he fell ill, and I used to look after him. Still, he will vomit.
Because you are someone of duty for the people.
Not duty, but feel sorry for him. I never was like I should be dutiful of my foot. I'm not. I was with him because I loved him.
Okay. I think we have spoken a good amount about nursing in particular and Bapuji. And the previous time we spoke, what did you want to say?
When partition, how we were affected, which we were penniless, and village people who were originally in the village, they used to give us what they did need in their own house, like that. But the thread of the success is education never broke.
Okay, so they prioritized you having good education, and that carried you through the suffering of the partition. Yeah,
Yeah, but I didn't miss any year, I think.
great.
Few months maybe.
Wow.
And
Wow.
but although then, not that I was a brilliant student, I wasn't, but I carried on. I carried on and never failed, and not as a bright student. I never failed, and wherever I went, I was liked. In nursing especially.
Yeah.
That was my. When I left the nursing, I left before my time. It wasn't time for retirement. When I did 2 year course first. When I sit for the test, they said you done it very well. Actually, you should sit for the 3 year one course. And when I sit for that, I didn't pass. So I worked 10 years maybe. Then the policy came in the nursing that who have been 2 years, they can improve their education and equal to 3 years. So I applied and I passed. We were 8 of us.
Wow.
All SCNs before all who have done 2 years before.
This was in the UK.
UK?
Yeah.
We were 8 of us. Devon used to go to school, small one, and me too. and they all girls, and I was a grandmother there.
Wow.
And when we have the result, it was very hard. I worked very hard, just sitting with the dictionary, looking at the word if I don't understand, and going to the establishment here, nursing homes, and this and that, who is financing them, how they are managing their staff, all that we have to write 12 pages of what you call it,
Wha-
anything which you are like a detail of that area.
Like a reflection or an essay or
As it was essay like,
Okay.
essay like, but it was a different name. Anyway, you can say essay.
Okay.
Essay on the particular subject,
Mm-hmm.
that nursing home or day center or something like that. So 12 of them. I used to go here and there and introduce myself and have the information from them how they're financed and what is the how they manage everything.
Mm.
And there were 12 in our course. It was 1 year course. And when we had exam, funny thing, one time they said, who is the famous singer in America or something like that. I never, I don't know how it came to my mind. I named the person who was the right answer. Then I was amazed at myself. I said, how come if you ask me, I won't know. But that time it came. And
Why were they asking you about American singers when it was your
no,
nursing?
no, common knowledge, common knowledge.
Oh.
It's not only nursing,
Okay.
it's all round.
Maybe it was Michael Jackson.
That's it. Yeah, that time. Yeah,
Hmm.
Michael Jackson. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, you would have taken a good guess about someone who was very famous, and even me, I could guess it was Michael Jackson simply because he is so famous. And you,
Yeah.
I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, sure. And I was amazed at myself. How come? And then I passed. The day I passed, I think three girls failed, and we 5 of us passed, and I was one of them. And they were so happy for me than for themselves. They said, "Grandmother has passed."
Yeah,
And
fantastic.
when that year gone, with hard work I did, I was really broken from house, environment, everything on top of me. I thought I better leave nursing before I go mad. And I asked my manager, can you leave me? I want to leave. They said, look, Mrs. Darsid, you know Hindi, Urdu, Punjabi, English. And that time, hardly any, there were very few Asian patients there, older. And they will take me there to translate.
Yeah.
And they use my services as well. And they say, we need you. And now you have done very well in your course. And why you want to leave? But I thought I'm exhausted now. They will never say, your manager, that you do this, take this path. He said, uh, there's only, we are not giving any redundancies. We are not giving a retirement, something. And you are not at the age of retiring anyway. And only one option is that you go off sick and send the certificate for 6 months. Then if your GP recommend that you need, not fit, then we will consider.
Okay.
And your boss will never tell you go off sick, but they give me advice. And now they tell me, but then wages gone up, everything. But I never regret. I did my job very well and respected.
Good. Now it's time to talk a little bit about you and your character traits, your personality. Yeah. So, what do you believe are your strongest character traits?
Oh, that I'm very generous. wherever somebody needs something, I never stay back.
What else comes to mind?
That I can't tell lies.
You cannot be dishonest.
No.
That's very good.
I can't. I suffered many times because of being truthful. And
Too truthful.
yeah, and, it's gone. It's finished.
No, that is good because then people know that you are always genuine and you're always being real with them.
Sometimes not many people know. They think people talk sweet talk, but they are underneath they are something else. They can't believe it because people generally are not like that, like me.
Yeah. Okay, so you're generous, you're honest. Which other character traits?
Kind.
Kind. Lovely.
I can. And I'll. What other word?
Which other ones? Which other qualities do you have?
Being a mother.
Mm-hmm.
I was a very devoted mother.
Yeah. How did you feel becoming a mother?
Very proud.
Mm.
Because they have. I used to think that what I have given them, they have rewarded me in much more higher to me. I feel they have lifted me and left my self-confidence, everything, because of them.
My apologies here, everyone. My phone decided to run out of storage for the video recording and not let me know until I checked it 20 minutes later. But everything was caught on audio and there is some absolute gold here, which we'll listen to alongside a still image of Dadi-ma and me in conversation. The video comes back on for the ending, so sit tight and enjoy. The only part of your life we haven't yet spoken about is coming to the UK. So, why did you decide to come to the UK from India?
There was a time when from England, they were asking for teachers to come here. They were short of teachers. They sent somebody, his friend, he came. Why don't you apply for the voucher? He wasn't very keen. We were never keen. And then one day he did apply, and he got the voucher. And then he came here within a few months. He came here in May, and I was pregnant with Ravi, and Ravi born in September, and then I came here in December. He was 2 months or 2.5 months. I really never ignored my children, that I'm going to a wedding party and leaving children in the house. No, until unless I'm doing the nights, 3 years nights I did. And I used to come before they go to school, make them, send them, take them to school. Then when they come back, 3:30, if I'm asleep, they will make noise in the garden. They will say, "Stop it!" in a loud voice. "Mommy is sleeping." And actually, he's the one who is waking me. So it was a life quite struggle. Very hard to live with him, with Bapuji. Very hard. Although I left sometime. I thought to leaving him. I had a very, actually I had a very stormy life with him. He never took me any holidays. He never said, "Let's we go there," and never ever. If he wants to go, he go to his 2, 3 friends. They were with him now. They're both dead. And they will sit in the pub, and then the pub is closed. They will go to the park with the bottle and drink there, and he ha ha ha. And actually, what I respect from him, he was a brilliant writer. He was a brilliant writer. He will write something, he will never read it again or cross it, anything. It's like a fluent coming. And he touched all the aspects of human life. And it's very, very brilliant. And he awarded many awards. He had it in this country, in Canada. in India, so many, because we were there, and so many literary sections in there, and we mix up with them.
So whose decision was it to come to the UK? Was it Bapuji's or yours?
No, his,
Okay, and you had to follow him.
yeah,
You didn't have a choice.
no, but
Did you agree?
it's a good opportunity
For education?
for
For work? Or?
we thought we will stay there until our children have some education, and only 5 years or something like that. And those 5 years plan never end up till now. They're still going on. Yeah, it was
So what was the reason you really liked the idea of coming to the UK?
that our good children will get a good education.
Anything else?
Money,
Money, education,
good life,
anything else?
nothing. That is,
Safety, healthcare, anything like that?
we didn't know healthcare about
Okay.
healthcare. Nothing much. We didn't know.
How did it feel becoming a grandmother?
Very proud. And if they're like these little ones, they make me feel proud as well. But I wish I live few more years and see them more and more.
So now my next question was going to be, how did it make you feel to become a great grandmother? And now you have already answered me with the little ones. You mean the triplets, Quinn, Onyx, and Maddox. You always told me that your children are your investment, and your grandchildren
Is my investment as well.
is your profit,
Yeah,
is your return on investment.
yeah. Everybody appreciate you, then make me feel so proud. But when somebody's child is not doing very well, I don't take any Mickey. I wish he's like my children.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you could give one piece of advice to all of your future generations, those who are with us now and those who are to come, what would you say?
Actually, some genes goes into the next generations. That play a lot of part.
What kind of qualities are inherent in the genes?
Be kind, be helpful, be truthful, be good human being.
Okay.
Don't laugh at the misery of other people. If you can't help, don't laugh.
And beyond what is passed on in the genes, what other advice do you have for how to behave, how to think, how to act?
Be honest with any relationship, with friends, with anybody, with girlfriend or boyfriend. Be open. And some people, they take it, if you are open, other people take advantage of you, they fire back. That's very painful, but I don't think if I get a fire back, because I know myself.
You're now 86. Yeah? If you
Somewhere there.
We're not going by your passport birth date, which was 39. We're going to go by your real year of birth, 37. So you're 86 years old now. That's very good.
It is good.
I would if someone told you when you were my age, 25, you will live till 86. You will have children who will have children who will have children, and you will meet them.
Yeah.
You would be very grateful.
I want you to be reach to the top of your qualification, your profession. I know that you will be good. Then have kids. Oh, that will be wonderful. That will be bonus. Are you going to marry Vinny?
Of course.
Good, good. That's another step forward.
Are you happy with Renee?
Yeah. I think she's a very nice person. She's very nice.
Good.
I'm very lucky that I have you for when you were just born, and when we used to go there for 1 week, we will stay there and take you to the lake and take some bread and for the ducks, and and take you to the shopping center is there?
Asda.
As you used to pick up some pick up little thing. You were picking up.
Curious.
And there was a poles here, there 6, 7, and you will go there 1, 2, 3, 4, and you learn to. We teach you ABC on the road, name of the road. The W, Y, and
You would take every opportunity to educate me.
yeah.
I remember looking at the road signs, as you say, and you would encourage me to read out each letter.
Yeah.
And you say you are lucky to have been close to me growing up, but I was even luckier to have you.
I don't know. Have you felt? You must be giving some very favorable response to make me to even love you more, because you were very you still are not one. And I remember when we used to have to come back by the train, we go out and going into the car, Rana or Ravi's car, to the station, and Rana will put you on the window sill saying bye bye, and you start crying. You were 1 year or something like that. You will start crying to see us going. I think that must have some effect in your personality, that your early years were full of love from everywhere, and very nice. You have repaid than what other people have given you.
I'm still at the very beginning of my life, so a lot more work to be done.
Yeah. But I'm happy to see the triplets.
Now we get back to the video for the ending of what's been a deeply open and honest discussion. I feel incredibly grateful for being able to immortalize the life story of Surjit Sidhu, my Dadi-ma, in her own words. To finish, listen closely to hear how she defines a good life, what her legacy will be, and what she wants to pass on to her family. Okay, Dadi-ma. We've spoken a lot about some strong, inspiring people, very important testing times in your life as well, with your upbringing, the partition, your relationships, and your working life. As a mother, as now a grandmother, and even a great grandmother, what would you like to pass on to your future generations?
Be honest, be kind, and don't judge people suddenly. Sometimes people, what you see, very kind, very nice, very polite, but sometimes you can see the other side of the picture. Maybe shocking. But people can be complicated. Everybody, anyway, to some extent.
Okay. So that's wisdom that you want to pass on. What would you like to pass on in terms of your cultural identity and your heritage?
My cultural is nice. Be friend to anybody. I'm very known for my neighborhood. That I am very helpful whenever they need, and they come. It's a reciprocal. If I'm not well, they come. They help whatever they can. They're very nice people. And but sometimes close friends, they become maybe they become jealous, and out of that they try to put you down in certain ways. But I never felt jealousy about anybody. Like my friend, if my friends, girl or boy, they have done very well, I'm genuinely happy for that. But I don't know if all other people are like that, to say my children doing very well and they feel genuinely happy. I doubt it. They might say, but I don't know. But I am. I wish well for everybody. I never keep any enmity. No.
Be honest, be open, be.
Yeah, I'm not jealous of anything. Look, all I haven't got many suits, and I share. When I go back home, if I need see some servant, I give them clothes. Here you have it. Here you have it. And I have very few clothes. I'm happy.
So, how would you define a good life?
Do good things with as much as you can to others for help emotionally, financially.
You are happy to share
Yeah,
and to help where you can help.
yeah. I never realized that, but it is true what you're saying. That I'm not greedy. No,
Okay. What brings you the most meaning in life?
that for me to feel happy about.
Well, what gives you the most fulfillment?
That I have been honest, truthful, even though I was punished for this, some certain things. I never, I never ever regret why I didn't tell lie. I always thought if I said that, I can say that again. I won't hide and cheat other people. No. Maybe I will be punished for that in many ways, but still I don't regret being nice and generous. Some people they value they do your evaluation on their own principles.
So, what do you value?
Be honest,
Honesty,
honesty, not greedy.
generosity.
Share what if you can share to the
Yeah.
needy one.
Yeah.
Give them something.
Yeah.
And I am not very religious.
What about in your relationships with your family, with your community? This is something you value as well, no?
I do.
So, community or family or connection or.
Everyone, community as well. I've been doing some work here. There was a time when in 77, Margaret Thatcher, she took away the milk which used to be given to the small children in their break time, small bottle of milk. She stopped it. And I stood in the, having the signatures. I stood on the Broadway from signatures from people.
You collected signatures?
Yes.
Wow.
I've been actually very
Active
active
in your activism.
and active if that is in the beneficial of the poor people. I'm for the poor people.
Yeah.
I have many servant in India. You have everybody who can afford. They have servants. I'm very kind to the servants.
Yeah.
I have some my age group little girls play with them, even though my mother will not like it, bringing them into the kitchen area and then. But I will give them something.
Lovely. So equality
Equality.
you value. And justice.
I also equality, as you said. Yeah, I think women should not be treated second hand, second class citizen. No, it shouldn't be, because woman has given so much for centuries to build the house, the children, the husband, and in the past, husbands were all bossy, treating their wives like servants, and they used to have no money in their pocket. Only husband is. This is very sad thing. Very sad thing. I'm all for the woman, especially.
Okay.
I'm in favor
So
of
female empowerment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that section of the society has suffered more.
Yeah.
That's why.
What do you hope your legacy will be?
as a good person. Yeah, I believe. Because in my family is back home, and if anybody needs some help, I do give. How you explain legacy? How I will be remembered?
You can. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I will be remembered as a good, very nice, loving person.
Yeah.
Because I don't do any bad things to anybody.
You can define it as your long-lasting impact
Now, from now on, onwards.
of your life, of everything you've done and everything
No.
you will ever do.
Yeah, life has got so many changes, ups and downs.
Well, you have also a wonderful family who you have produced.
Yeah.
They will be your legacy as well. We will be your legacy.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm leaving the legacy
Mm.
in shape of you people.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.